everything in the context of the enormity of this decision to close the News of the World seems utterly trite, but I'm going to say it anyway because it's a truth. We have been fighting at News International since '06 to battle against the onslaught of attacks that the paper gets. So, you have led the news agenda because of past mistakes, but you've also set the news agenda for your exclusives. Week after week, the BBC News, I often wonder what they do, what will they do without the News of the World, the BBC. But we don't get that message across. It's not like, and if you feel that we haven't, as a company, I put out a statement today, which will, as everything seems to, end up on the Media Guardian. I put out a statement today saying exactly that. The fact is that, I've been proud of quite a few things in my career, but probably nothing more so than Sarah's Law, right? And I suppose it was the first time that I read the headline. Obviously, I've read it a lot since then, but it was the first time in 2000 that I read a headline, Murdoch to fire Wade within days. It was in 2000, and that was over Sarah's Law. And I remember the team spirit of the paper, where you all who were there came alongside me and we fought for something we believed in. I remember when we saw all the news headlines that came in the next day, we were rubbished everywhere. And then there was an opinion poll which said 97% of the British public agree with you. And we were like, right, here we are, we're off and running. And so I feel very strongly exactly the same as you. And that's why I said mounting anger. And I'm not saying, this is not exactly the best time in my life, but I'm determined to get vindication for this paper and for people like you.
Will the paper come out again then once you've got vindication for it?
Well,
what I don't understand is, can't you see that by your actions yesterday, you're calling our newspaper toxic, right? We're all contaminated by that toxicity, by the way we've been treated. But can't you see the bigger picture? That by your actions yesterday, you're making the whole of News International toxic.
Well, look,
there's an arrogance there. You think we want to work for you again as well.
Do you know what? There's not an arrogance about you wanting to work for us again at all. And I'm sorry if that came across. All I meant was that if any of you did want to, that I was going to try and find opportunities. But please believe me, there's no arrogance coming from this standpoint. But on your point about, I think you said, will the paper come out again? I mean, we have a belief in journalism. We have invested in journalism through our history. Yes, we're in a very bad moment, but we will continue to invest in journalism. And we haven't made the decision on any new publications or strengthening or expanding existing ones yet. It's too soon. We just don't know what to do. But in those circumstances, I don't see there's any of you in this room here looking at me now that we wouldn't want to work, because we know there's no toxicity attached to you guys in the room. I mean, that's the sadness. It wouldn't be sad. We wouldn't all be feeling like this if you guys were up to your neck in it like previous colleagues. We wouldn't be feeling like this, would we? Mm-hmm. So when Monday broke, I've still no idea if it's true. I don't know if you know if it's true. I don't know if it's true. When the original trial happened in '06, the judge put out, as you're probably all as familiar with the stats as me, but the judge put out a pre-sentencing statement that from the police investigation, last time that phone hacking started in 2004, I've always believed that, because I never knew any different. I have no idea. So say I had seen these allegations, had no idea if they weren't true, but put in my resignation and said, fine, go, new company, sick of this crisis. Someone's made an allegation against me that I have no idea if it's true, and no one knows if it's true, but because it's me, because it's the usual Guardian, BBC, witch hunt, I'll go, right? Say I did that. Do you think then, who would have carried the can for the dead soldiers, the 7/7 victims, Sarah Payne, and all the other alleged claims that came out the following week? Would that have all gone? Because I'm not a cabinet minister, in case you hadn't noticed, and I'm neither an elected I'm neither a civil servant. I'm a working journalist who's worked here since I was 19 years old, particularly in this paper. And to your point, right? So you're trying to say to me that because an allegation came in that we don't know if it was true on Monday, you think I should have resigned because we'd never have to have closed the News of the World. It's just not true, right? And to Pete's point, there are lots of people, frankly, who worked before 2006 in this company, who worked for the News of the World for the large majority of their lives, who are also totally innocent and vindicated of any of these allegations that we still don't know if it's true. Now, if you're saying to me, like it happened in 2006, where there was a trial and two people went to jail, and there was and at that point, the editor resigned. Then, if you're saying that we're not at that point yet, we're just not. And the fact is that if you think that it is a bundle of yarns going through trying to fight and get this company's reputation back, it isn't. But it's something I want to do. We have the police in the building. We're going through. We're voluntarily disclosing stuff from way back then. We have more visibility, perhaps, on what we can see coming our way than you guys can. And look, I can only. I'm tied because of the criminal investigation of what I can say. But I think in a year's time, every single one of you in this room might come up and say, okay, well, I see what you saw now, and I can see that it was. It is also a business, by the way. It is also a business where you've got a dual revenue situation, right? Cover price and advertising.